So as you can see, Prejudice hates tomatoes. We have these guacamole cups that are delicious, and they have little bitty diced tomatoes in them. But for some odd reason, her tomatoes are right here in a pile. Hello everyone. I'm out here on my walk tonight, and it's a full moon. So well, I want to tell you guys something health related. It's kind of personal, but I want to invite you all on this journey with me. It's something that I've been wanting to do for like 2 years now, if not more. 2 or 3 years, and I've had the kit for 2 to 3 years. I don't even remember when I got that kit, but it's an enema kit, and I've been just hanging on to it, and I've been hanging on to the organic coffee grounds that you need to do the enema if you're going to do the coffee enema, and they've been frozen in the freezer. So today, and it's been on my to-do list for, like, actually written on my to-do list for a few weeks now, because I put it back on my list. Well, I did it not a few hours ago, like, I did it like an hour ago. Well, I started preparing it an hour ago, the coffee for the enema, and I did the actual enema like maybe 45 minutes ago, or maybe 30 minutes ago. And it was my first time doing it, and the reason why I was so scared is because it's just scary to me thinking of putting something inside of me, and even scarier thinking that I'm going to be putting a quart of fluid inside of me, whereas I've never put anything in there, and things only have come out of there. And the reason why I got into the whole concept of the enema anyways is because it's part of the Gerson health plan. Gerson is a person who developed a cancer treatment plan that involves a diet and certain protocols, such as the coffee enema. The coffee enema is good for not only people who have cancer, but just people in general, to cleanse out your liver and, of course, I guess your rectum and your intestinal area, which can become clogged with toxins, because that's a lot of times where toxins go to get cleaned out of your body. So the science is, if you never clean out that which is the container for all the waste of your body, slowly that waste starts to build up if you don't clean it out over time. And that this blockage and buildup is what leads to sickness. If the receptacles of toxins become overloaded and non-functioning, then the toxins begin to build up in areas where they're not supposed to be and start floating around in other areas, which can be bad for your health. So that's why the enema is good not only for people who are sick, but who are healthy. And I had gotten one of the kits, I had gotten one for my mom and one for me, and they've just been sitting around. So my mom still doesn't want to do I have no idea what's going on over there, but it's quite annoying, honestly. I'm gonna run to get away from it. So I feel great right now, honestly. I don't know why. And another thing is, being that it is a coffee enema, there's coffee in it. And coffee, the thing that makes a coffee enema great is for your health is because it has caffeine in it. And caffeine is supposed to, like, I guess, latch on to different particles and get absorbed into your body through your rectum. I'm gonna have to read up a little bit more on it, because as you can hear, I'm not really clear on what the caffeine does when it enters you. So, as I was saying, I feel good, and being that this is a coffee enema, and the coffee and caffeine and stuff actually gets absorbed through your rectum into your bloodstream, I'm wondering if it's it's like comparable to ingesting through your mouth coffee. So I'll see how I feel. I'll see if I'm like wired tonight and can't sleep. But I definitely kind of feel wired right now a little bit in my legs as I'm walking. I feel like extra electricity going through my legs right now. Like I have extra pep in my step. And I don't usually drink coffee. I don't drink coffee, actually. So I'm not going to get into the details of my actual experience with the coffee enema. I'll just say that this was my first day. And I'll let you know how I feel as this process continues on. This daily process continues on, because I'm going to do this daily. If you would like to try the coffee enema, you could go really anywhere and just Google coffee enema or Gerson coffee enema, and it will give you instructions on how to do it. But I think it's very important that we take our health into our own hands. And face our fears. And that's what I'm trying to do every single day. And not just randomly do crazy things to face a fear, but face your fears in the direction of your health and of your goals. Like systematically face your fears. And make sure like the fear that you're trying to conquer is something that's blocking you from achieving your goals or being healthy. But if like you have a fear of, what's a fear that is unrelated to anything productive? Like, what's a fear that maybe should stay a fear? If you have a fear of I mean, I don't know. Like, if you have a fear of snakes, maybe you should just accept that you have a fear of snakes and look at something maybe on a more smaller, accessible scale to conquer. Like, something more related to your everyday life. I don't know. But I mean, if you want to be like a park ranger and you're afraid of snakes, then maybe that's something to look into. Like systematic exposure to snakes or incremental exposure. I know that's how they treat phobias. But for me, it's like I have a fear. I had that fear of the enema, of putting anything into me where nothing has gone in, and just in general something new. But yet that fear was directly related to my health and becoming healthier. So that was a fear that is a good idea to, and also, doing it is not going to cause any harm. Like, it's towards your health. It's like a very gentle, non-toxic thing towards your health. And plus, I've been wanting to do it for years now. So it's not like it's out of the blue, like spur of the moment. It was very planned and researched. So that's an indication that maybe it's something that is a good fear to face. What else? Or just like, I have a fear of well, I guess I have a fear in general of, or an aversion towards going out. So a lot of times to the store by myself, which, I always go to the store by myself. Unless I'm just tagging along with my mom, but I usually don't have anyone to come with me. Or just going to anything alone. Like, it's just one of those things where I get kind of self-conscious or just start overthinking. Beforehand, I'll just start overthinking the what ifs and just picturing myself there alone, whether it be at the store, at the park, going to Bible study. And it will be like I'm talking myself out of going, and I'll get into like more and more negative mood. And it's like, that is definitely a fear that should be faced. Because doing it is related to your health, because everybody needs to go out and get food and groceries and do and enjoy the world, go to parks, go to events, go to groups that interest you. And it's in the direction of you becoming a whole person. And that's just becoming a whole person. It means just developing areas that you want to develop that are not developed as much. So for me, That area would be being more external, extroverted, out, active, less in my head. So that meets two of the criteria right there. The whole going out, going to the store, and going to groups meets the criteria of it's like facing it would be beneficial to your health and beneficial to you becoming a whole person. So, and also going on these walks is me facing a fear also, because it's something that sometimes when I think about doing it, I think, oh, I shouldn't. For some reason, it's like I shouldn't do it. Oh, people may be looking at me and things like that. Like, I'll have those types of thoughts. I'll overthink it and I'll picture myself, or I'll just get into a negative mood. And whenever I think about doing it, but I'll know it's a fear that needs to be faced, and I need to do it because A, facing it would lead me more towards health, because walking is good for you. And the second criteria it meets is facing it would lead me directly towards my goal of being a more whole person. And that's true too, because getting out, being active, being less in my head, this helps me to do all those things. This activity. So that's a pertinent fear, a relevant fear, an advisable fear to go ahead and confront and conquer. And all those fears that I mentioned are honestly not even one-time fears. They're daily fears, or daily active things that one would do on a daily basis. And that's what makes it even more compelling. That might even be like a part C. Like, we have A, it's towards your health. B, it leads you to becoming a whole person. And C, it's something that is a daily... Oh, a mouse. Huh, I saw a mouse scurry over there. A rat. That's actually my first time seeing a rat. Or a mouse. Anyways. Like a wild mouse or a rat. I've seen one in pet stores and stuff. In cages. So the C would be... It's a daily life activity. Or it's just normal. It's like something that is just ordinary. It's not some wild one-time fear. And sometimes we may have fears of things that are more feelings. Like, we have an aversion to feeling a certain type of way whenever we're in a certain situation. And we don't want to feel that way anymore, of course, because you can't go around feeling negative every time you have to go and do something. So that right there is, even though, what I'm trying to say is, even though you may not have anything that you think you're afraid of that you do on a daily basis, sometimes you really are afraid of it, which is why you have such negative feelings surrounding doing that thing. And that's maybe an area where you could plan to face that fear or negative emotion in a better way, and see if you can have a positive emotion or feeling whenever you face that situation or activity. So for instance, maybe you have a fear or negative emotion surrounding talking to people when you're out, just talking to strangers or something like that. Or like me, like that car that was just coming towards me, I don't necessarily have a fear of that car coming towards me, but it wasn't the most pleasant of experiences. So I could plan to face that fear, and next time have a positive interpretation of that situation and expose myself more and more to it, and practice reorienting myself in the situation. So that's facing a fear. A fear or an unpleasant emotion around an activity, and progressively becoming less afraid of it, feeling more empowered in that situation, and having a positive emotion towards it. So all that was just to say, with the enema, that's part of it. Was a fear, and it was something that I needed to face, because it was something that was a good fear to face for the above stated reasons, A, B, and C. A, because doing it would be towards my health, would benefit my health. B, it would be towards me being a more whole person. And C, it was a daily life. It's part of your body housekeeping, basically. Something that needs to be done on a regular basis. It's an ordinary thing, ordinary daily life thing. So that's my video for today. Hope you all enjoyed your day today, and I'll catch you next time.